How's everyone doing? Welcome back. All right, so today, super short, simple lesson. Super short. This video, 8 minutes at max. All right, so today's lesson, 18.1, is simply multiplying polynomial expressions by a monomial. So if you remember, a polynomial can be any amount of terms. A monomial, however, is one term. So I'm multiplying a number of different expressions, so one term, two term, three term, or more, by a singular term. My nose itches. Okay, so let's practice. First example. We have 6x cubed times negative 4x to the fourth. So what do? We're going to do what we normally do. What's 6 times negative 4? Negative 24. Okay? Now what I have is x cubed and x to the fourth. So remember, when you multiply, you have to add your exponents. So I'm going to put x here, because I know it's 24x. But now what do? I'm multiplying x to the third times x to the fourth. And what did I just say? You have to add. So 3 plus 4 is 7. This is your answer. I simply multiplied my numbers, kept my base, added exponents. Okay, moving on. What if I have 5xy squared plus 7xy? Now what do you have to do? Whoops, my bad. There we go. So let's do what we normally do. 5 times 7, 35. X times x. Remember, if there's an x, that has to have a 1. If it was 0, then there just wouldn't be an x. If you don't have an exponent, then and there is a variable, there has to be a power of 1. So I have x and x. I add 1 and 1, and I'm going to get x squared. Okay, now I have y. I have y squared and y. So what is y? Y to the 1. 2 plus 1 is 3. So this is y to the third. Here's your new equation. See, just like that, it's pretty straightforward. You're just multiplying your base numbers, or you're multiplying your coefficients, and you are simply adding your exponents. Now, it may be a little bit different, but you just add the same variable. You're never going to add an x and a y. You're never going to add a z and a w. You're always going to add x to x, y to y, w to w. Whatever your exponents are, they need to stay the same. Or not the exponents, whatever your base is, they have to be multiplied by each other. X and x is always going to be together. Y and y is always going to be together. See what I'm saying? So let's not get confused with x and y. X is one thing, y is another thing. You keep them separate. X, you add x and x, you add y and y. That's all there is to that one, okay? All right. So, the third one is going to be 3x parentheses 3x squared plus 6x minus 5. So, what do you need to do? You have to distribute. So, what's 3 times 3? 9. What's x and x squared? 1 plus 2 is 3. X cubed. What's 3 times 6? 18. What's x and x? Well, 1 and 1 is 2. 3 and negative 5 is going to be negative 15. X, no x, so 1 plus 0 is just 1. Here's your new equation. Oh, messed up that box. So, you should have got 9x cubed plus 18x squared minus 15x. All right, last one. 2xy parentheses 5x squared y plus 3xy squared plus 7xy. So you should have 2xy times 5x squared y plus 3xy squared plus 7xy. Okay, so we just do what we've been doing. We have to distribute. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, 2 and 5, 10. X and x squared, 1 plus 2 is 3. Y and y, 1 and 1 is y squared. 2 and 3 is 6. X and x is just 1 and 1, x squared. Y and y squared, 1 plus 2 is 3. And 2 and 7 is 14. X and x is 2. And y, 1 plus 1 is 2. Here is your new equation. So hopefully this was super straightforward, super simple. You are simply multiplying one thing by another. You multiply your coefficients, you add your exponents. So 6 and 4, multiply, they're coefficients. Base is whatever your base is. If it's x, it's x. If it's y, it's y. You then add your exponents of the same term. You can't do x and y, can't do y and x. Like, no, it's x and x. You add those exponents. The only time that something might change is if you had y and y to the negative 2. If you add those together, what do you get? 0. Therefore, you wouldn't have any y's. Okay? That's the only time something changes. Honestly, that's all I got. Pretty simple lesson. The assignment's pretty short. It's 1 through 16 and then 20. So 17 problems. If you have any questions, come see me. This is last week before spring break. I will be here Wednesday, and that is it. Miss Ruby will be here Tuesday and Thursday as usual. And yeah, if you need anything taken care of before spring break, Wednesday is the day. Have a good one. Peace.